there's a lot of terrifying moment in being a CEO, in creating this crazy venture. But at the end of the day, if you're not bold enough, you will never win. And I'm here to win everything, right? I want to conquer the world. I have bigger vision. So you need to jump into the water and just swim. That's it.
Welcome to 20-Minute Leaders. Just sit back, relax, and learn from the leaders of today. It's a journey. Each one is different, unique, inspiring. Let's get started. This episode is powered by J Ventures, a community-driven VC fund in Silicon Valley, in partnership with Lomitech, and sponsored by Homeward Ventures, Hippo Insurance, Upwest, Hillel at Stanford, Leap, and Birthright Excel. Let's talk about HR tech with Amit Rapaport, the co-founder and CEO of Compete. After many years working across most HR roles in the tech and more specifically the cyber sector, Amit left her job to address the biggest pain point that she had experienced, namely a lack of visibility into real-time compensation data. Now, the CEO and co-founder of Compete, a fast-growing early-stage company, she is dedicated to solving this daily problem affecting all tech companies of every size. Compete provides hundreds of tech companies with immediate insights into complete compensation package data at the click of a button. An energetic and inspiring leader, Amit is equally adept at addressing a conference hall of HR execs as she is in a room of Compete employees, working on the next killer feature to solve the issue of salary and benefits benchmarking.
Amit Rapaport, welcome
Hi.
to 20-Minute Leaders.
Thank you.
How are you?
Great. It
So happy that you're here.
Same here. We waited for this, right? For a while.
We waited for this for a while, and they say that the stuff that you have to chase after is what's going to be the best. And so I'm excited. I'm really excited for this conversation.
Same here.
Talking from the Aleph offices, no less, and it's going to be an amazing conversation about Compete and about the founding story of Compete and what you're doing today, working with companies around the world to help understand better what's happening in their domain, and in terms of talent acquisition, lots of questions that are changing sometimes on a weekly or monthly basis. And so,
daily.
Tell me a little bit about yourself as well as about Compete, and we'll visit both parts of the conversation as we go along.
Cool. So, Amit, the co-founder and CEO of Compete. Compete came from my personal pain as an HR. I worked as an HR at Palo Alto Networks and at SentinelOne, and I felt the pain that we're solving now at Compete. The pain that you didn't know how much you pay for your potential candidates or to your existing employees, if you're overpaying and spending the company's budget, right? Or if you're underpaying and putting yourself at risk, if the compensation packages were attractive and competitive against the market, against the real-time trends and changes. So based on the understanding that all current solutions are just not good enough and are not tailored for tech, and that you only live once, right? So I've decided to live the super comfort zone of SentinelOne, which was the best experience ever. I took 6 months, zoom out, refined exactly what I want to solve and how. When COVID hit it, I had my eureka moment. Called 20 colleagues of mine. They all said yes. So like a typical bold Israeli, I said, cool. The launch will be in 2 months. Back then, no, nothing. It was bold. Dinner time, I shared this with my husband about the statistic of 20 out of 20. Fast forward, he's now the co-founder and CTO of Compete. We've met at Palo Alto Networks. He was one of the first engineers at Cyber, which was acquired by Palo Alto. Fast forward, we launched the product 13 months ago. Fast forward till then, we have hundreds of customers from the most promising startups, Unicorn, IPO, the coolest brands like Monday.com, Appsflyer, Riskify, Lemonade, Fiverr, Gong, and many, many more. And now we're operating globally, both in Israel and in the US. Closed the seed round led by Aleph, together with Vine Ventures and other private investors. There are more exciting things that I can't share at the moment, but stay tuned for more. And we're a fine group of 15 bold, sharp, hungry, fearless people that just want to conquer the world. And it's up until
Incredible.
now doing very, very good. Yeah.
Take me 13 months back. The decision to start compete with your husband. How was that a trivial thing? Did you have to consider it? I mean, it sounds like it's not such an easy task to start a company with a spouse.
The easiest with him. I always said that he's my yin to my yang, and I'm at the end of the day, creating a company from scratch, it comes with a lot of unexpected changes and obstacles along the way and everything. And you need to have the best partner, both the founding team, but both also the investors as well. You need the relationship to be built on trust, like 100% trust. Is the one that I respect the most. I literally admire him. So it was the easiest.
Wow.
Yeah, kickoff.
Incredible. And so you have your time at Politan Networks and Sentinel-1. Tell me a little bit more about this pain that you're discovering, and more holistically, this pain as a growing trend in the world. What has happened in the last few years that really made this a good timing for Compete to be born?
So that's a very good question, because when COVID hit it, unfortunately, it impacted a lot of businesses. For Compete, it was just emphasizes the value prop, because at the end of the day, now with all the changes, more free capital that you need to grow your company, the great resignation, unfortunately. So it's literally a candidate war, a talent war that you need to win this, unless you want to exist, right? And Compete enables and empowers our users to win the talent competition, because now for the very first time they have the real-time data, but it's not just like the high-level data, it's tailored for tech. So all the data, insights, components that we provide for our customers are tailored for the needs that our customers have. So therefore, we're gaining a lot of traction. So yeah.
I love it. And so when you started out, it started out before COVID, right?
No, it was together with COVID.
Together with COVID. And so, when you're starting on, you're thinking, okay, so there's this pain with talent acquisition, there's the great resignation, people are moving out, people are looking for alternatives, which means that companies are having a tougher time hiring the right talent. What is the gap? Is it a knowledge gap? Is it a negotiations gap? Where's the gap?
So unfortunately, like all of the above, I think that at the end of the day, and like this is, if we're talking more about the vision, what we're operating now, which is great and so powerful, but this is not the reason why I co-founded Compete, right? I have bigger vision for that. But the understanding that the bigger chunk of the company's budget spent on the people or related to that, right? And you have zero, not minimum, you have zero understanding of your past performance, your current performance. You can't predict because you can't rely on the data that you have. So the understanding of that is what we want to solve, right? It's not just the hiring or the retention, it's the understanding that all workforces that are related to your headcount are not based on the data on your past performance, not on your competitive landscape. So that's the pain that we really want to solve, and we're working on that.
So tell me about the grand vision. If you're looking at Compete, 2-3 years down the line, maybe even more, where's Compete in this world?
Will be the global leader tailored for tech, okay, that will enable and empower CFO, CEOs, Chief HR Officer to know exactly about this 70% of their budget, okay? To know exactly what to predict. Now, 2022 is about to start, right? You want to create business plan, you want to know exactly what need to be the route for that, okay, to end the year and to meet or to beat the targets. That's exactly what we want to solve.
But from your transition in when you were in HR, did you have to consider all of these questions and all of these budget allocations and all these scheduling? I mean, how did you experience this as an HR person in comparison to what you're experiencing now?
So I remember this, this sad eureka moment, right? Um, you're starting the year and you say, okay, let's hire 50 employees. Why? Like this. No reason, no correlation or understanding between the targets that we set to ourselves, the business targets, right? Sales, revenue, etc. And what we need to do based on the performance and everything. And okay, we're starting the year. All infrastructure is ready for hiring more 50 employees. However, dynamic ecosystem, tech, as we said, and then 2 months later, all the internal movements, promotion, maternity leave, paternity leave, turnover, and now you're running in circles just to make sure that nothing falls between the cracks, right? All the stress and everything. That's exactly what I want to solve. Okay.
And do you envision this? Do you envision this as a platform for where companies continue to use it as sort of as a software in house? Are there different aspects of it? Well, what is the most scalable ways you see it for growing this?
Oh, like we have many directions because the data that we collect is basically it's in the core of every business decision that you take. It's not just HR related, right? So we can take it to many directions. And we hear a lot, right? So the HR leaders are like asking us to take this for one direction. The CFOs are asking to take it to the other. The VP
Right.
R&D are like, it depends. Um, so at the end of the day, I think, we'll take it first and foremost to where like Jonathan and I, Yoni, right, the co-founder and CTO, we have our vision. At the same time, we're making sure that we're on a daily basis. We're listening and very carefully to the feedback that we receive from our customers, which are the best customers you can wish for. Seriously. So I'm pretty optimistic about the vision and what will the value prop of Compete will be.
I love it. I love it. Now, what I really love hearing more is about challenges from the beginning. You're starting out Compete, and you're coming up with these insight tools for companies. What are the main things that are bumps in the road that you just didn't even know to expect?
Everything. That's my first time as an entrepreneur, as a CEO. I didn't know how, like, to expect anything. Seriously, anything besides the relationship that I have with my founder, right? I think the fact
Right.
is that you need to be bold and brave. I can share it's not just when you're starting the company. For example, the way we tap into new market, like we did in Israel, like
Right.
we're doing in Israel, like we're doing now in the US, like we'll do in EMEA, APAC, right? Is that the first 100 customers, because it's a model of you need to give some to get some data. So the first 100 customers are free, not for good, for 12 months, just to create the initial database to drive the buzz about Compete, which works for us really well. And now for the very first time, we reached the exciting/terrifying moment of renewals, right? I need to go back to all those 100 customers and say, dear
Wow.
customers, you saw us live, right? You saw the evolution, the progression, everything.
Incredible.
Now, for the very first time, do you see the value prop? Do you want to pay for that? I can share that 100% of customers with over 30 employees ask to renew, and the vast majority of them ask to renew for 2 years. So there's a lot of terrifying moment in being a CEO, in creating this crazy venture. But at the end of the day, if you're not bold enough, you will never win. And I'm here to win the everything, right? I want to conquer the world. I have bigger vision. So you need to jump into the water and just swim. That's it.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I love it. When people are thinking of coming, to compete, with such a great vision, and it's almost like you're entering a war, and you're a commander, and you're leading a team. That's the energy that I'm getting here. What
Which, by
types
the
of
way,
people are you looking
the
for?
name is really great, right? For that.
Yeah, exactly. What are the types of people that what are the types of people that you that you're looking for, types of personalities, etc.
Of my employees, my team members.
Of the team members, of the people that you're looking to hire, because as a 15 people, you're going to continue growing and you're going to continue looking for great people.
Definitely.
And I'm curious, what types of people would you personally, Amit, be interested to partner with as you're continuing on this war?
So I must say that the answer is not just for employees, it's for my investors too. Okay, the type of people that I want to onboard to this crazy / fun venture is the bold people, the fearless people, the one that can just take the hammer and break the wall, right? That's the way I believe you need to create the reality. Don't wait for things to get along. No, you want something, go and create that or achieve that. That's the kind of people, team members,
how do you
and
test
investors.
For that, Amit? How do you besides asking them, are you bold, are you brave, how do you go and figure out if a person that you're about to hire is exactly that?
So first, I have years of experiences leading the recruitment and
as an HR, right?
Yeah. So you know exactly what the kind of question that you want to ask, and you listen very carefully to their answers. With investors, you can see who's bold and runs the entire process with fearless vibe, right? So you can sense it. At the end of the day, that's easy to see. And look, at the end of the day, I will make mistake, right? I'm only human. I'll make many mistakes. The thing that I think it's very powerful as a CEO is first and foremost to run fast, but at the same time to adapt to change while you're running. That makes a CEO to be extremely powerful. And up until now, I did it very successfully. So
I love it, and we're gonna have to do a whole episode just on figuring out where you're getting your energy from, because it's addicting and it's very, very cool. I mean, take me back.
But I will say my partner, he's seriously, he's man to man.
I love it. Take me back way, way, way before Compete, before Palo Alto Networks, before SentinelOne. Who is Amit? Growing up, middle school, elementary school. What really makes you curious as you go, as a kid on this earth?
I was born in a kibbutz. I think, and my childhood was extremely plain and simple. Climbing on avocado trees and stuff like that. I think what taught me to be the entrepreneur that I am now is the fact that my two parents left the kibbutz, 40 years old, with literally zero money in their pockets, 3 kids.
Wow.
And the fact that, they set their targets and their dreams, and they never gave up on that, right? They just said, okay, we want to live with passion, and we want to live the dream that we want to create, right? So that taught me a lot along the way. So I'm a very hard worker. You can ask my ex-colleagues in Palo Alto, SentinelOne, and my employees now. And I believe that's the only way you can achieve the things that you want to achieve. You need to work hard. You need to set yourself super aggressive milestones, super aggressive targets, right? And work hard.
I love it. And the inspiration today. Yeah. So, beyond just the mission of helping other companies and providing those insights and making everything more accessible, where's your personal inspiration coming from? You wake up every day to lead this ship. You have to get all this energy. You mentioned that everything is challenging, and that most things are first time as a first time entrepreneur. Where's the inspiration coming from?
I think it's coming from two parameters or something. First and foremost, it's seriously, third time is a charm. That's the third time I'm saying that, but for my partner. But on top of that, it's for my kids. I think that for the very first time, they see me and they're extremely proud. All the time, like the 9 years old is asking, "Are you happy?" Like the phone rings, and then another customer joined. It's their day-to-day experience, and that's insane. The other day we went somewhere and he asked me, "Mommy, what's the situation? Like, how many customers do you have now?" And I said, "We have hundreds." And it was before the launch in the US. So he said, 9 years old. And I said, "Wow, so impressive. So just imagine what will be once you launch in the US." So, and then I said, okay, they understand that, right? And this is something that when I worked with Palo Alto and SentinelOne, like the high-end tech companies, that's for sure, but they didn't feel about this about me, right? And for the very first time, there are like the proudest kid ever.
I love it.
Oh yeah,
I love it. If you had to describe yourself in a few words, how would people describe Amit?
I think partner, authentic, and bold for sure.
Amit, toda rabba. Thank you very much. Compete sounds incredible. It sounds like an incredible journey, most of all. And I have no doubt that you're going to make a huge impact, and that you're going to make a lot of companies very happy, which you already are doing. But thank you very much, and best of luck.
Thank you so much.